Hi there! Welcome to Live with the Paper Pixie, episode 286. I'm Julie DiMatteo, the Paper Pixie, coming to you live from Alpharetta, Georgia. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023, and in today's live stream, I've got two projects for you. I've got a fun fold, which has a little pocket here for a gift card or a check or money, and then a really cool stand-up treat pouch. Both of these projects are using the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper, which is a mega pack. We've got a Designer Series paper going on right now. And I absolutely love this pack of paper because there's something for everyone and patterns that match different suites. So I'm excited to create these projects with you tonight. As you're rolling on in, if you're watching live, say hello and where you're watching from. And I want to give a special shout out to my replay warriors. Thanks for joining us. Brian, are you ready for your cameo? Okay, there you go. Brian is watching for your questions and comments tonight. If you do have a question, be sure to put a Q in front of that question. That will make it into my queue. We will save all of your questions until the end of the live stream tonight during a Q&A section. That way I will be able to focus on tonight's projects and demonstrate them for you. I do have some fun show and tell for you tonight. I attended an amazing 35th anniversary Stampin' Up! Get-together in Aiken, South Carolina. It was hosted by Hattie Nelson, Susan Edwards, Jenny Evans, Lisa Weir, and Kimberly Smith. So I've got some show and tell to share with you from that. If you are watching on the replay, I will, as soon as I can after the live stream, it usually takes about 24 hours, I will add chapters so you can jump directly to projects, directly to Q&A. You can kind of hop around my video after the fact. So when you shop with me, you earn Pixie Perks on orders of $25 or more. Just use my magic shopping link, thepaperpixie.com/shop. That will auto-magically add my current host code to your order. Now, if your order is going to be $150 or more before shipping and taxes, you don't want to add the host code because you're going to earn Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up! On that order, and you'll also earn Pixie Perks from me. We do have a Designer Series paper sale going on right now. There are 13 Designer Series papers that are 15% off. Tonight's paper is a mega pack. It's normally $30, and on sale it's $25.50. You get 48 sheets of 12 by 12 in the Delightfully Eclectic. So that's what we're focusing on tonight. Also, we've got a great starter kit, a straight garter kit. I think that's what I was going to say. A great starter kit special, the Starter Kit Plus. You can choose $155 in product for only $99. It ships for free, which is an additional 11% discount. The starter kit's normally $125 for $99, but you get an extra $30 to spend. And the great thing is the Designer Series paper, you can add that to your starter kit at the discounted price, so it makes your money stretch a little bit further with the starter kit. So I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies if you've been thinking about it. All right, here's a quick close-up of the projects we're making tonight, and then I'll jump into show and tell. So this is just a really easy fun fold. This is just, you can either add the flap here or not, but easily you can add a little gift card in there. Great layout to grab any sentiment in your stash. I'll kind of show you a couple tips or tricks there. And then this is a Darby Whittier project from Rejoice and Create. Chris Slogar from Buckeye Inklings also shared a similar project as well. She followed Darby Whittier's tutorial. And I've had my eye on this project for a long time. I think this project is from about 4 or 5 years ago, if not longer. But it's got this really cool, I love the way this is on, I don't know what to call it, but this looks to me like a little cough drop pouch or a candy pouch. And this little flap just tucks behind the sentiment. Inside of it, I have 2 tea bags and a honey pouch. So I'll share a little bit more details about that when we do the project. So speaking of tea projects, let's jump into show and tell really quickly. I've got some inspiration to share with you, and then we will jump into tonight's projects. I'm first going to put my little tea fascinator on. I wore this this weekend. Brian's going to laugh at me when I do this. Oh yeah, you guys can't see me very well. Hold on. I'll just show you really quickly. Hold on, main cam. So I did a little fascinator for the tea project tonight. We had so much fun. So let me come back to this and let me do some show and tell here. So first, we had this really special grid paper that they had custom made for all of us. They went through the compliance department to use the 35-year logo, but how special was that? I saw this from a distance and I was like, no way we're getting custom grid paper. So we had the colored version and a black and white version to use while stamping so we could bring this home. I love this, 35th anniversary tea party in Aiken, South Carolina. And I have lots of inspiration, so I'm gonna kind of put this off to the side, ignore that side here. These were some of the favors that I had on the table. You may see some of these in future projects from the Paper Pixie, because I absolutely love, I participated in a 3D swap. So this is a really cute Post-it note holder. This little pizza box, which we used to carry, came with some treats inside, which I forgot to dig into while I was there. But I love the way these are the new, posies. There's a set of dies in the catalog that don't coordinate with a stamp set, but you can make these amazing 3D flowers. So that's featuring that. Then we had this cute little teapot box, and inside of it was a custom clear block, which I'm so excited to put on display. It says 35 years Stampin' Up! With my name. How special was that? I may start handing you stuff, Brian. I'll put it behind me. And then we got an embellishment, a pack of embellishments in this awesome envelope made out of cardstock. We used a few with projects tonight. These were the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. Love these Tinsel Gems. Y'all are cute. I need to wear a fascinator more often. This cute little treat holder, that was that treat die that we used to have, and that's got, I think, some York peppermint patties in there, but that was just bright and cheerful. Susan made these little paper teacups, and she actually, with pen, added the gold edging to that. But how cute is that little teacup? Oh my gosh, super cute. This is a great 3D pocket. You guys have probably seen these before. Just strategically diagonally folding. It holds a tea bag and a little chocolate. A Ghirardelli square would fit in here as well. That is a fun way to use your 6x6 paper. I'm going to show you the make and takes that we made. This one, I just need to add an additional piece here because I forgot to add that, but to put a gift card in the front. So this is a really cool fun fold. So this would open in the front, and then you'd have a little gift card pocket, and then it opens like this. How cute is that? Love that. This was an ode to the tea party. This was an older stamp set. It was a Shelley stamp set, but I love that. I did fussy cutting, you guys, even on the scalloped oval. It was very relaxing. This is using the new Fishing Suite, Happy Retirement. Love that. And I love the rope embossing folder on there. The Daisy Suite. This is another fun fold. Love that. It's just strategic cutting, and then you actually glue the two thinner sides down, and then you've got that middle opening. You guys have probably seen this fun fold before. This is beautiful. I love this suite. This is the Timeless Arrangements, I believe is the name of it, but I love the texture on it. You can make some really beautiful bouquets of sprigs. And then here is the last project. This is also a fun fold. Who doesn't love a llama who knits? And this is one of those that just pops up on your desk like so. I didn't add my embellishments yet, but that will sit up adding embellishments. So here's what it looks like from the side. Really, really cool easel fun fold there. And that's using Zoo Crew. So let me show you the swaps I received, and then we'll jump into tonight's projects. All right. This, first of all, was our gorgeous name tag. Is that not so beautiful? And somebody hand wrote that, which I love. Cute little 3D treat holder here, which of course my treats have fallen out. I didn't eat them yet, I promise. But it's got Hershey's Kisses and Hershey's miniatures in there. Super cute with that hedgehog. I think this might be a Poodles project. Oh, I'm just gonna make a mess behind me. This cute little baby box. I love that with, I think it's the scalloped contours around it. And then that lid just opens up. Cute, cute, cute. Really cute. That would be really cute for a baby shower favor. And another 3D or Post-it note holder with that cute pen. You may recognize this from one of my projects. I love to see projects that are cased. So much fun. There are Ghirardelli squares in there, I believe. But everybody loves this paper. Lots of the projects came in that. Here's another cute little purse with treats in there. Brian's eyeing the treats. Just kidding. This is a cute one that somebody gave me to give to the kids. Look at the monkey. Can you see him swing? He's hanging by a little piece of acetate in there. I know you're catching the glare of the light, but just so you can kind of get the idea. So I got to show the kids that. I haven't had a chance to do that. This cute little frame. I love a 3D swap. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Look at this slice of pie with the little monkey builder punch. Cute. It opens from the back. I think this was either a die or from a kit. I'm not sure it's one that Stampin' Up! Has offered, but I love the way it's decorated. Cute little pie slice there. Let's see. This is one of my favorites because I love unique 3Ds. And this one, I know you're catching the glare here, but it's kind of like a fan fold. See that from the side? And it's wrapped to hold a lip balm. So you're probably going to see this in a future project because I absolutely love it. Be such a cute swap for a Stampin' Up! Event for sure. Greg says no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So this was a notepad holder. I want to take that out of the bag so you can see it. And it's got a little magnetic closure there. What a cute little notepad. And look at this tiny little box for the pen. How unique is that? Love it. This one was voted as the best 3D project. We all got to vote for our favorites. This is the, I can't think of the name of it. The pinwheel fold card, I believe. Let me show you this. This one. So it stands up like so, but look at how fun all the different panels are on this. I love this crafting with you bundle. Love the little paper trimmer. Isn't that cute? All right, so there's that. Another one of my favorites here. This is, I think, an origami pouch. You're probably going to see this one in the future as well. But it's got, I love it. So she's got in here, and I have not seen these before, but they are the Terry's chocolate orange slices in little individual packs. How cute is that? And those fit perfectly in this kind of triangular shape. I love that. So yes, you'll probably see that in the future. And you know that's my favorite bow from the Country Wreaths dies. That's Rhonda Corkin there. We have this cute little sewing kit. Look at how cute. It's like a little mini folder. I love that little magnet there. We have got a popsicle box. How cute is that with the ink brush on there? Adorable. Filled with treats. We've got, let's see, this great little box holding 2 Hershey's Nuggets. And the note in here says, this box is to keep your postage stamps safe until they're ready to mail your beautiful cards. It will fit a book of stamps. A chocolate will have to hold their spot until you're home. How cute is that? So a cute little postage stamp box, perfect for a crafter. But look at the details on this. That's so cool. Love that. That's Kimberly Ryder. And then finally, we've got this treat box, which I'm not going to untie the beautiful bow, but it's got 2 packages of Biscoff cookies and a tea bag in there. So what a cute little tea treat. All right, let me clean up my mess. It's not a mess if it's paper crafting, right? That's what I keep telling myself. And we'll jump into tonight's projects. I'm going to take the fascinator off. Brian's like, yes, please. Oh, it was fun to get dressed up for sure. All right, we are going to start with the 3D project tonight. Get my pieces and parts here. Now, with a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, again, we're going to be using Delightfully Eclectic. So again, this is 15% off, and it's $25.50 in the US. But this pack of paper has some of the coolest patterns and color combination. Again, something for everyone. You get 4 each of 12 double-sided designs. And again, it is 12 by 12, but you'll notice a lot of these coordinate with sweets in the catalog. I'm not gonna be able to call it all the sweets because you know me and my memory and remembering the names of sweets, but how fun is that one with pretzels? Love the hearts. Just a super fun pack of paper for sure. So you probably may have missed this one. There's all these colors in it. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll hold that up for a second in case you want to pause watching the replay. But this is a great pack of paper. Now for tonight's projects, a full 12 by 12 piece will actually make 2 pouches and 2 fun folds. Okay. So for the pouch, again, a stand-up treat pouch. Shout out to Darby Whittier from Rejoice and Create for this idea. You're going to start with a piece of Designer Series paper that measures 4 inches by 12 inches. So if you're just making the pouches, you can get 3 of these from a full sheet of 12 by 12. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Simply Scored. And I'm going to turn it to the long side, okay? Now, if your paper is directional, you're going to want to cut the 4 by 12 into portrait. And you're going to want the top of your pattern to be here on the left side of the scoreboard. So your pattern is going to be running from left to right. Does that make sense? Left to right. So the top of the pattern on the left if it's directional. This one's not directional. And we're going to start by doing several score lines. I'm going to kind of flip the paper as we go. So keeping it on the long side, I'm going to start at 4 1/4. And I'm going to score on the outside pattern. I forgot to mention that, but the pattern you want the outside of the treat pouch to be, start with it facing up, and then you're going to do a 4 1/4 score line. Now I'm going to flip it to the back side, still keeping it in horizontal or landscape orientation, and we're going to score at 4 1/2, 5, and 5 1/2. Okay, so 4 1/2, 5, 5 1/2. That's 3 score lines on the back side. Gonna flip it back for the next 2 score lines, and that's going to be at 5 3/4 and 10 1/4. All right, so let me repeat those again. We've got 4 1/4, flip, 4 1/2, 5, 5 1/2, flip again, 5 3/4, 10 1/4, okay? Then I'm gonna turn it clockwise. So basically that 10 1/4 inch score line, when we turn it clockwise, is gonna be at the bottom of the screen here. And let me slide this up just a wee bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Again, that last 10 1/4 score line is down here at the bottom now. And I'm gonna score at 1/4 and 3 3/4. I like to start with the 3 3/4 because it's on the right side, a little bit easier to do. But we're going to stop just before this last horizontal score line. That's the flap of the treat pouch, and we don't need that 1/4 inch score line on it. So 3 3/4, but then start to slow down as you get close to that bottom score line. So I'm going to stop it right there. And then I'm going to do the 1/4 inch. Now this one I kind of like to get started, and then I'm going to move my hand kind of up and out of the way and then keep going. And then we're going to stop again at that last horizontal score line. So you can see we've got our score lines only go to this score line, okay? Now we're going to do one more thing. We've got this center score line here, which I think you can see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 score lines kind of all bunched together. This center score line is technically a mountain score line because we scored it on the other side. So what do we do with our mountain score lines? We turn them into valley folds. So I'm just going to take that middle score line and fold it in half because we've got a couple more scores to do. And I'm actually just going to come in with my bone folder and burnish that while we're here. So again, that middle score line. And I'm going to take that folded edge, put it back on my Simply Scored, and I'm going to score at 1 inch and 3 inch, but I'm going to stop at that first horizontal score line. So 1 down to the score line, 3 down to the score line. This is going to help the pouch do its thing on the bottom. And I do like to flip it and just do it on the other side as well. So 1 inch and stop at that first score line, and 3 inches and stop at that first score line. Going to be a little hard to see, but there we go. We've got 1 and 3, and I stopped at that first horizontal score line. That's all we need the Simply Scored for. And now is just kind of the mechanics of folding and burnishing and putting it together. So I'm going to go ahead and open this back up, and I think you'll see we've got that 1 and 3 score line just right there in the center. Okay, and by folding it, then we want to cross both of those 1/2 inch sections there. I do have a template for you, so let me bring this in. Now, the gray areas that you see, I'm going to explain those in just a minute. Technically, that's where we're going to put adhesive, and it's funny how that's showing up on the camera. It's looking a little bit rainbow, but it is black and white. It's just funny. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, I've got my little, it's like 1 inch, and I think that's 1 3/4 inches. Yes, we've got our 1 3/4 inch section here. That's going to be our top flap. So I actually want to come in with a corner rounder. So whatever you have, I've got the retired detailed trio punch, and I'm just going to round those 2 corners. You can do this at any point. It's just easier to do it before you put the box together or the pouch together. Okay. And I just wanted to show you, I'm going to put the template away for a little bit, but just show you kind of what it looks like with our score lines here. Again, we had those 5 score lines in the center. I did create this template so you knew exactly where to put your adhesive. We're going to use tear and tape for this project, so I'll bring that back in a moment. And you're just going to want to follow along. Ignore these little 1/4 inch score lines along the edge. We're going to kind of fold those after we adhere the project together. So we're going to focus on our 5 score lines in the center. And again, just pay attention to the direction of the score lines. The middle score line and the ones on either side of it, those are going to turn into valley folds. So they're mountain score lines on the beautiful side of the paper. I'm going to turn those into valley folds. As I do that, I just want to make sure the edges are lined up here just in case any of our score lines went a little cattywampus. So we got that one and the one next to it. Then we have the 2 outside score lines, and those are valley score lines. We're going to turn those into mountain folds. And again, I'm just lining up those edges to make sure that's lined up. I made 16 of these for a swap, so I got lots of practice. And then we've got our last score line here, which is the flap. Again, turn that into a mountain fold and burnish. Okay, so from the side, going to be a little bit hard to see, but I wanted to show you this is kind of what the score lines should look like. Or if you turn it this way, like so. You got 2 mountains on the outside and then 3 valleys on the inside. Okay. All right, now it's time for our tear and tape. So I'm going to grab, it's hiding under here. Bringing in the template again. All right, so we're going to start with the inside. When I say by inside, it's the inside pattern of your paper. Again, pay attention. I've got my 1 3/4 flap is along here on the, is here on the left is what I'm trying to say. And we are going to start the tear and tape all the way up to this score line. So we've got our 5 score lines in the center. We're going to do the edge right up to that score line. Okay, so we're ignoring this one over here. I'm going to do one and show you closer on the camera. Now, this is the updated version of Stampin' Up's Tear and Tape. It is slightly narrower, so it is 1/4 inch and is going to perfectly fit along these score lines here. Essentially, what we're going to do is line up Tear and Tape from that score line, so the 5th score line from the right, all the way to the right edge. And then I like to use my ruler here and do a quick and easy tear. So that's where we've got the tear and tape goes right up to that 5th score line if you're counting them from the right, or the 2nd score line from the left. We're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. It does help to make sure you just kind of flatten out your paper as you do this, because after we've burnished, there's a tendency to bunch up a little bit. Like so. Okay. Then we're going to run tear and tape in between those strips, but only on those little 1/4 inch sections, so the ones right here. And as you're looking at your project as you create this, it'll be much easier to see than probably you can see on camera where the tear and tape goes. All right, let's get that. This is one of those projects you can sit on the couch and do a whole bunch of them and then have them ready to put together. Okay, so I'm just going to press with my finger to burnish on those. But that's the layout, and that's what's demonstrated by the inside here. So basically the inside pattern is where you're going to add the tear and tape, like so. Okay, so there's no tear and tape on those 2 1/2 inch sections in the center. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold up on that 5th score line. This is where I'm demonstrating here on the outside. Now, when I flip it, it'll make more sense, but I'm going to go ahead and put tear and tape going right up to that center score line. So let me do 1. Again, right on the edge, going up to that middle score line. It's easier to do it now than after you put the pouch together. All right, let me get the tear and tape put away here. Okay, so I folded on the 5th score line from the right, and then we put tear and tape. This score line right here is the middle one right here, okay? So tear and tape right up to that score line and then to the edge. So if I flip it, you'll see then where it's noted on the diagram, that's where you should see your tear and tape, okay? So just burnish with your fingers. That makes the backing come off a lot easier. I'm going to come in with my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm actually going to take off all of the backings, starting with the side that has the most tear and tape here. I love the pokey end on the Take Your Pick tool, specifically for this. Getting the backings off, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and start to fold on that 5th score line, so 5th from the right, and I'm going to fold up and press I've got my left hand is underneath this, so I'm not really putting anything else down, but that's really just so I can get in here and then pull the backing off from this front side of the paper, these 2 little pieces of tear and tape, okay? Next thing we're going to do is fold on that middle score line. It's sticking to my hand at the moment. So again, we first folded on that 5th score line. Now we're folding on the middle, kind of zigzagging it back. And then we're going to fold on that 1st score line from the right and just press everything flat, making sure everything's lined up before we press it down. Okay, so a bit of a zigzag there. And then what I'm going to do is come back with a bone folder. I like to flip to the back for this, and I'm just going to burnish right along those 1/4 inch edges and then right along that bottom edge. You are going to have a 1/4 inch of space there up to that score line, and that's just to make it easy to put your treats in. If you wanted to, you could put a little punch here, like a peekaboo punch if you wanted to, but I don't think the project needs it, okay? So now is going to be the fun part. So we actually have this little bit of a pocket here on the bottom with the way we folded this together, okay? This is the easiest way that I found to do it, starting with your bare hands and then coming in with a bone folder. So I like to put my hand in here. We all have different size hands, so it may only be a few fingers for you, but I'm going to put my hand in there and then start to just open up the bottom of this treat pouch. Just kind of get my fingernail in there and starting to open it. Now, I'm able to kind of push my hand on the inside. We're basically just pushing the bottom of this pouch down like so. But at a certain point, you need help. So I'm going to come in with the rounded edge of my bone folder and I'm gently pressing from the bottom. Now, can you start to see where our little 1-inch and 3-inch score lines are? That actually, this is so genius by Darby, that actually is going to help that pouch open up on the bottom. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh, I love this pouch. She's got a smaller one on her YouTube channel as well. That's really cute. All right, so once you've got it kind of pushed out, I do also like to kind of push on the sides here. I'm just putting a little bit of pressure right and left so that really pops out there, okay? And then you'll see naturally that this is kind of already folding on the sides where we put those 1/4 of an inch, but you can also kind of bend it as well. Now, you can store these flat. So I can just push the bottom back in and it'll store flat, okay? If you wanted to make a bunch of these ahead of time, you would just kind of do the same thing, although, whoops, as I'm doing it off camera. You just want to do the same thing, although it gets a little bit easier. Just be careful not to push too hard. We do have score lines there. If you push too hard, the bone folder might break through your paper there, okay? So just be gentle, and what did we say? We tell the paper who's boss. So let me show you what's going to fit in here. I kind of had fun figuring things out. I got these on Amazon, and I will link to them in the description when I update and add the project sheets, which will be by the end of the day tomorrow. I know I owe you project sheets from last week as well. But I've got these Taylors of Harrogate tea bags. Let me show you what the box looks like. I actually ordered this. It was a box of 40, and I used this for a swap. So you'll see most of them are gone, but it's an assortment of decaf and herbal and black teas. Really, really cool box. And then I found these adorable honey minis. I thought that was the cutest little pouch, and it's a pretty good sized pouch. So I opted to put in 2 tea bags. And this all fits perfectly into this little pouch. So 2 tea bags, and then our little honey in there, which I thought was just a sweet little pick-me-up gift for someone. You could do like herbal teas and honey to give to somebody who's not feeling well. You could probably slip a gift card in there. As I double check, because I know that question's coming. And yes, a gift card will fit as well. So both projects will fit a gift card tonight. But it's just so cute. I love this little pouch. You can fit Hershey's Nuggets in here. I know you guys will find a bunch of different treats, but I thought the tea and honey was, well, perfect for the event that I went to last weekend in Aiken, but something different, right? So we're gonna put together our little mechanism here on the front that's gonna hold the flap down in place. I have used the, hold on, always forget. I'm gonna show you. Punches tonight, we're using the decorative circle punch and the 2-inch circle punch, which when I checked just before going live is available in the online exclusives. So 2-inch circle punch, decorative circle. We've got the stylish shapes, which is what I die cut the Fresh Freesia cardstock piece out of, and I love the stitching detail on there. And for this one, I just went through my catalog to find sentiments that would fit a 2-inch circle punch, and I found Pansy Patch. So let me show you. If you haven't done this before, let's see if I can find. All right, so I punched out a 2-inch circle from a scrap piece of paper, and then I literally just went through the catalog, and let's see, I'm going to find out which page the Pansy Patch is on to show you. I did the same thing for the card tonight as well. So page 27. So most of the stamp sets, unless otherwise noted in the catalog, are true to size. So I just took my little punch out and looked at things that would fit. So this would be a good one as well. The little things you do make such a difference. But I went with wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you for tonight's 3D project. So you can do that with cardstock. Just do our punches and then kind of flip through trying to figure out what sentiment set you want to use. Lots of options here. All right, so Actually, while I have this scrap out, I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Pierce mat because I love to use this with photopolymer. And we're going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is a felt ink pad, so I do like to kind of twist and tap and twist and tap to get good ink coverage there. And then I've got cushion on my desk as well, but this one's a little bit thicker, so I do love to use that. I often forget to use it, but there we go. There's our sentiment. Remind me I put my ink pad back there when I go to look for it. And then we're going to take the 2-inch circle punch. I love to stamp first, and then I can come in and see exactly where. Now this is a photopolymer, so you could stamp after the fact. There's our sentiment. I've already punched out from Basic Black the decorative circle from the decorative circle punch, and then die cut again from Stylish Shapes in Fresh Freesia. And then we're just going to layer these together. Now, the decorative circle punch has, I don't know, kind of a top, bottom, left and right. You can decide whether you want the smoother circle or the more pointier, not circle, but edge. I like the smoother one on the top. So I'm going to come in with liquid glue here. And I just want to make sure that I'm centering or making the sentiment straight based on the decorative circle, because it's got a little bit of an asymmetrical edge there. And actually it's funny, either side is different, so I actually like it better the other way. Hold on, we're going to do a little bit of surgery here. As I'm looking at it, I see that it's got even more asymmetrical. There we go. Like that. Then we're going to glue that to our Stylish Shape. Like so. And then there's a little trick with getting this lined up in the right spot on your stand-up treat pouch. So I'm going to bring in dimensionals. And I'm going to do a pair of dimensionals. I'm going to close the flap, and then I'm going to put a pair of dimensionals just underneath the flap. Like that, okay? Then I'm gonna take, I don't know, I'm gonna do 3 on the circle, and I'm gonna put them actually on the bottom. So let me do that really quickly, and then I'll show you. So that's the top, and I'll put those at the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna pull off all the backings. Close my little pouch, and then I'm going to line that up where I want it. I'm kind of centering it left to right, top to bottom, and then pressing that into place. Now putting those dimensionals on there first below the flap, just make sure that the flap's not going to get in the way of the dimensionals. And this will just tuck right behind our little circle and hold it into place. So cute. All right, little rhinestone to finish it off, because I just can't not do it. Put it a little bit off to the right there. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And again, inside we've got 2 tea bags and a pack of honey. Super cute. And then this will just easily tuck behind that little circle tag. So you can have fun with different sentiments and circles and shapes. Lots of different dies and things to choose from in the catalog. But I love our little stand-up treat pouch. Had to show you that it actually does stand up there. Such a cool and unique bottom there. I love this. So again, thanks to Darby Whittier from Rejoice and Create. All right, so why don't we make a coordinating card to go with it? This is a great fun fold to have in your stash. It's quick and easy. It doesn't use a ton of paper, and I just love the way that it looks. So let me bring that little pouch in. I've done some scoring ahead of time, but I'm going to do a couple of things just to show you how easy this is. I'm going to actually score a full sheet for you, and then we'll start with this piece to put it together. So I'm going to grab a full sheet of Fresh Freesia. And I'm going to to use the paper trimmer for this because we do need to cut this anyways. So along the 8.5 inch side, so I've got my piece in portrait. Make sure you're using the scoring tool here. We're going to line up the left edge at 4 1/4 and score. That's the center point of the 8.5 inch side. And I'm also going to slide it to where the right edge is at 1 1/4. Okay, so technically we're scoring at 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. I'm going to score. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is turn it to the long side. I'm just going to cut it at 5 1/2. And then you're going to have 2 card bases ready to go with score lines. That'll save you a little bit of time. Like so. Okay, so 1 1/4, 4 1/4. Then with the Designer Series paper, I started with a piece that measures 5 1/4 by 4. And again, I'm just going to cut off 1 1/4. Now you do want this to be in portrait if you have a directional pattern. So ultimately you're going to have a piece that is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 and a piece that is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, we're actually going to use the back side of this one. So best way to conserve paper here is to find a double-sided paper that you love both sides. Then you can showcase both of them on this card. I love the way that contrast is. All right, so we've got our card base here, and we're just going to turn those valley score lines into mountain folds. Now, if you did not want to have this be a gift card or money holder, instead of scoring at 1 1/4, you could actually just cut it off, okay? But this way, we're going to have a little bit of a pocket here. All right. So starting on the inside, I've got a piece of basic white that measures 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to adhere that to the inside. Like so. And then we're going to take the 1 1/4 piece, or the back side of the paper, and this one's not directional, so it really doesn't matter. Well, technically it is directional for the rainbows here, but it doesn't matter if it's up or down, or right side up or upside down, I guess. Anyways. I love to turn things into landscape to kind of line things up, but we're going to put that right to the edge of the basic white. Like that. And if you've got some raised edges like I do from the paper trimmer, just come in with your bone folder and smooth those down. Okay, so the inside part is done with the exception of tear and tape. So I'm actually going to do that. I've flipped my card this way just because I'm right-handed here. And my tear and tape. Did I put it behind me? Oh, thank you. I'm just going to run tear and tape on the back side of this 1 1/4 flap. And if you wanted to, you could do 2 on each side, but I'm just going to do 1 for now. Like if you wanted to make sure your gift card was centered, I'll show you a little trick. So you just want to make sure that if you do, actually I'm going to do that. Why not? We'll do 2. Extra secure, but it kind of will keep the gift card in the center. And you don't have to use tear and tape here either. It could just be liquid glue. You just want to make sure you've got enough space without adhesive to hold whatever you're planning to hold, whether that be a check or cash or a gift card. So come in with my, take your pick tool. Makes quick work of this, so you don't have to use your fingernails. And then I'm just going to fold that down. And we instantly have a little pocket here to slide a gift card or a check or cash. This will be fun for a graduation card as well. All right, so our other piece, again, this is the 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and adhere that to the front. so. And again, I just love that contrast between the two different patterns. So have fun kind of picking your patterns for this. Okay, and then we're just going to quickly add a sentiment. Again, I'm using the same layout as our tree pouch. I'm just going to use a different sentiment for this. We've got our Stylish Shapes circle that is, and I don't think I told you the diameter of this one. It's about a little over 2.5 inches in diameter. Then our decorative circle, and then we're going to stamp the sentiment from Rachel Tessman's stamp set, Layering Leaves. So again, I'm going to use So Happy to Celebrate You. I used the negative of the 2-inch circle punch through the catalog to kind of pick the sentiment I was going to use. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp. I remembered this back here. So Memento ink. Again, a little tap, tap, twist, twist. Like so. Lid. Got our 2-inch circle punch, which I should have stamped it to the right because I'm right-handed. I'm not used to punching with my left and holding with my right. That's funny. Got that. And then we're going to layer these again. This time I'm paying attention to the scallops on there. So liquid glue or your adhesive of choice. I like to flip it over just so I don't smear, just in case that's still not quite dry. And then we'll adhere this to the Stylish Shapes. All right, and then I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want to place that. I just want to make sure that I'm putting adhesive only on that side. If you wanted to, you could mark it with a pencil, but I just don't want to go. I'm going a little bit more past the halfway point, but not quite. And then we'll just layer that down. You could also use dimensionals as well. And I do like to make sure I don't have any glue oozing. All right, and then what do we need but an embellishment? Pop that right on the front for a little bit of bling. And then we have our fun fold, which I'll tuck a little gift card in there. You have space to write a note as well. And the way that this is layered is you won't see the note. The front flap will cover it. Get my mess cleaned up here. But there we have our money fun fold card. I'm calling it a money fun fold card because you could do gift card, check, or cash for sure. But lots of fun, and you can have fun with different shapes, just like with the stand-up treat pouch, different shapes, different sentiments. Just work within the space that you have. This would be beautiful with an oval, a rectangle, square. So those are tonight's projects featuring the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper, which is on sale for the month of June, 15% off. Awesome. All right. Why don't we go ahead and jump into tonight's Q&A. I'll get that teed up. Give me just a moment. All right. Let's see. Gigi, that is a great question. I don't know the date of that off the top of my head. Feel free to shoot me an email and I can check that date for you. support@thepaperpixie.com. I can check the estimated back in stock date for you. Let's see. Bobby asked, do the demonstrators get all of their orders with free delivery or just their first one? It's just the starter kit, Bobby, that has free shipping. Otherwise, we all pay the same 11% as our customers do, and except for free shipping days, which again is available to both demonstrators and customers. They typically do a one-day flash sale a couple times a year with free shipping. But yes, we do have to pay shipping as demonstrators, with the exception of the starter kit. Yvette, that would be a really long conversation, I think, but I'd be happy to talk about that on a team call for sure, what my overhead setup looks like. I don't have any resources sharing it. Sometimes you can catch a sneak peek of it on my 1-minute countdown timer, but I do edit that out after the video processes. But great question. Ooh, what are the dyes called that make the flowers? Let me look that up really quickly, Darlene. Let's see. Paper Florist. Let me flip the camera so I can show you where that is. So Darlene, on page 165 of the annual catalog, it's Paper Florist. That's this one right here. 37, you get 18 dies. These all make beautiful flowers. Okay. Oops, I went to the wrong one. That button needs to be reprogrammed. All right, good question. Let's see. Yes, the cute notepad holder, Kristen. Let me check really quickly. It is Mindy McGinn. Oh, the notepad holder. Hold on, that's the Post-it note one. There's a lot of questions about them. Okay. I will answer as many questions as I can. This notepad holder was Donna Tomasini. I think that's the one you're asking about. Okay. I will keep it in mind for a future project, Kristen, absolutely. I would like to know if you've seen any cards made of the Countryside Corners dies to make the Ohio State emblem cards. Judy, I have not, but I can picture it now in my head. I see where you're going there. I have not seen that. It's a great idea. So if I've got any Ohio State fans watching, I know my brother is one of them. Not that he would make cards, but any of our paper crafters in the audience, hint, hint, Judy's got a great suggestion using the Countryside Corners to do the Ohio State emblem. I love that, but I have not seen it, but I see where you're going there. Darby Whittier's YouTube channel, Marcy, is Rejoice and Create. So go ahead and look that up on YouTube. It looks like she's taken her website down, or at least it's not available, but she does still have her YouTube channel up. It's Rejoice and Create. So Karen, I actually do weekly team chats for my team. My upline also does monthly team meetings. We do them all virtual because our teams are all across the country. And then we've got a number of different resources available as well. So feel free to reach out to me at support@thepaperpixie.com if you've got any further questions. Be happy to chat about it. I do not have instructions for the note holder with the mini pen, Darlene, but I'll have to check and see if, I'm assuming you're talking about Donna's, the bigger notepad. Yeah. See, everybody voted that one as a favorite. Isn't that so awesome? I don't know if she may have a tutorial available out there. I haven't checked. I've been traveling for the last 6 weeks, right? I've only been home one weekend in the last 6 weeks, so it's been chaos. Let's see. So Michelle, the honey I purchased off of Amazon, I will be sure to add the link to that I purchased in the description of the video. You'll find that before the end of the day tomorrow with the project sheets as well. I want to say it was like around $7 for a box of 20, I believe. Pretty good price for those. What was your first project you designed by yourself besides a card? Ooh, Nerod Crafting. I worked in Berlin for 6 months. I love Berlin. It's got a piece of my heart. I don't know what my first 3D project was. I'll have to go back to my blog. I've been blogging for 13 years now, I think, ever since I started paper crafting. So that's a great question. I'll have to go down memory lane and see what my first 3D project was. I should remember that, but they all kind of blend together after a while. Will the border of the decorative circle punch used in your treat project still peek out if using the new 2 3/8 inch punch layered on top? You use the 2-inch punch and I own the 2 3/8 inch punch, so wondering. So the 2 3/8 inch punch is actually going to overwhelm the decorative circle punch. So as you can kind of tell with the 2-inch punch, there's not a lot of the decorative circle that's peeking through there. And actually, let me do a quick punch of the 2 3/8. If I can get it out here. Let's see. I'm going to show you that really quickly. I'm pretty sure the decorative circle, yeah, so the decorative circle gets completely overwhelmed by the 2 3/8, unfortunately. But we do have, you might take a look at your dies. You might find some dies that have circles in them that might do the trick if you don't have a 2-inch circle punch. So take a look at that, or you can look at some different shapes in your stash as well. Great question though. I did try that tonight because I was hoping to use those two together. I know you're not using the daisy paper tonight, but does the punch out the daisies in the daisy paper? Ramona, it does not. The daisy punch is a totally different shape than the daisies in that paper. The paper, it coordinates more with the daisy suite, but again, they're not, I don't think those daisies can be die cut either from the daisy suite as well. But good question. Let's see. I do keep relatively small pieces, Raquel. I don't, if they're super tiny, I'll quickly get overwhelmed by those in my stash, but I use these clear pockets from Stampin' Storage, and that's where I slip my less than full sheets of cardstock. So if I know that I'm going to be punching or die cutting, I go straight to the pocket before I go to a full sheet. Sometimes my pocket's empty and I've used up all the scraps. I will say that over time, if this pocket tends to get really thick, happens to me a lot with Basic Black because I use that a lot more for sort of accessorizing a card, not a full sheet of Basic Black. If it gets too thick, I will recycle. So I try not to get overwhelmed with scraps, and it's okay to recycle your cardstock. We sometimes have to let it go. What's that? Thank it for its service and bless and release it. But yeah, I love these. They're open on 2 edges, and these are Stampin' Storage. I've got those linked on my favorites page, but that's how I store my scraps, and they fit right in my little Stampin' Storage paper shelves. And that way I just go straight there. I've tried doing scraps in a separate spot and I just forgot about them. So it's really helped me to have my scraps right next to the full pieces of cardstock. Great question. We did 2 sentiments today, Deidre. One from Pansy Patch that was on the 3D stand-up pouch, and the other was from Layering Leaves that was on the Fun Fold card tonight. So I just kind of went through the catalog and from what I have in my inventory and figured out sentiments that would work. But these projects are great for any sentiment you need. Pat, the Pixie Perks points do not expire. You can always check in with me, usually after an order. Well, after an order, you'll get after an order that earns Pixie Perks, you get an email that tells you how many you have and if you've earned any rewards. But you can always reach out to me at support@thepaperpixie.com. I'm happy to give you your Pixie points or Pixie Perks status with how many stamps and how close you are to earning a reward. Okay. Oh, Laura saw an Ohio State card. That's awesome. That's awesome. The chapstick holder would be fun. Do you think you will make that? I do think I will make it, Denise, because I was totally enamored by it. I thought it was so cool. So I'm going to study it. I may reach out to the creator as well to see if she's got any tips or tricks. But yeah, you'll probably see that in a future project. My guess is it might be something I make for a Stampin' Up! Event swap. So stay tuned. Let's see. Did you grab Cheryl's question? Oh. I'm not sure, Cheryl. I know every time I bring up Darby, her projects are incredible, and she hasn't been sharing projects in a while, so I don't know the status or what's going on with her. So she did take her website down, but her video tutorials are still available to watch. So I love her stuff. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you enjoyed tonight's projects or took away a tip or two, please be sure to like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Ring that bell so you get notifications here. That helps us here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, whether it's live or watching on the replay. We appreciate you. Remember, this month is the Designer Series paper sale, 15% off of 13 select papers, including the online exclusive paper, which I always forget the name of it, but it's a beautiful 6x6 paper. So be sure to check that out at StampinUp.com. We will be live again next Wednesday for episode 287 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be Wednesday, June 21st, 2023, 8 p.m. Eastern, episode 287. And remember, all you need are stamps, ink, and a little paper pixie. Have a wonderful and blessed week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye.